Okay, so first of all, I'm not here to denounce anyone's spiritual beliefs or anyone's beliefs at all, but angel lore does not belong to any single religion or culture in general. So if you are very religious or sensitive to things that go against your beliefs, you should probably stop watching this video right now, because it is not for the dogmatic. Entities analogous to angels have existed since the earliest accepted human civilizations. It wasn't until 450 BCE, just over a century after the Hebrews were released from captivity in Babylon by Cyrus the Great at the dawn of the Persian Empire, that angels became prominent in the primogeniture of the Abrahamic religions. And it wasn't even until 200 BCE after that they began to appear in Jewish literature consistently. And the way that we look at angels in modern times is not accurate. It's far from accurate. The majority of the way that we look at angels is actually from the European Renaissance and would seem alien to the understanding of angels that our ancestors had. Although the Anunnaki are often depicted with angelic wings and the like, the archetype of angels is found in all cultures across the world. It's even found in North and South America. But Mesopotamia had tons of these winged devils and demons and spiritual beings as part of their lore, all on par with angels. The word angel comes from the Greek word angelos, which humbly means messenger. These spiritual creatures attained this title because they usually bring some message or warning. They consistently have shown up in times of need or great distress to those who have gained the divine's assistance. However, these messengers, depictions, hardly represent angels accurately. In fact, in a couple of cases, they hardly seem remarkable, being described as appearing precisely like men and acting like ordinary people. However, the rest of the time they've been described, angels seem to have more in common with cosmic horror than beautiful winged entities of light. The Hebrews were first exposed to, I guess, the more organized angelic lore under the influence of the religious beliefs of the Persian King Cyrus the Great, whom they actually even named the Messiah for freeing them from Babylon. Cyrus's religion was Zoroastrianism, which you can also find heavily influenced Christianity as well. But the far older tradition that greatly influenced the lore was the Magi. The Magi were an elite priestly class considered to be kind of like ancient wizards and bearers of great wisdom. Magianism ran to the very deepest roots of Mesopotamia and is the source of the words magic, mage, magus, and magician. The Magi chronicled a whole pantheon of spiritual entities known as the Shining Ones, also called Ahuras and Devas. Moreover, this influence of the Shining Ones also inspired the angel/fallen angel narrative, because the Ahuras pretty much did what the Watchers did in corrupting humanity detailed in the books of Enoch, while the Devas remained loyal to the light. The corruption initiated by the Watchers led to the birth of the Nephilim, and of course, the Great Biblical Flood, which also shares a version of itself in all myths across all cultures in the ancient world. And while the tale of Enoch has become legendary in its own right, few know about the Magi's influence on its creation. And angels are not necessarily consistent, and their depictions in mainstream religion are far from accurate. There is a reason why one of the main things angels say to humans when they show themselves is,
"Be not afraid."
For example, cherubim are depicted as childlike, winged beings, sometimes with a bow and arrow, such as Cupid. But cherubim actually look like this. The hierarchy of angels is as follows, and not entirely what's represented in mainstream religions, seemingly having more in common with the Cthulhu mythos than any structured religious practice. And there are many angelic hierarchies, so this is in no way absolute. I'm going by the Maimonides ranking, but there is also the Beret Menucha and the Zohar and the Masechet Azalit, among many more. So if anything seems off to you, you might just be familiar with a different hierarchy list of angels. Anyway, let's begin. The Ishim is the lowest ranking angels. Their angelic forms are made of ice and fire, and they are the closest to human affairs. According to the Zohar, their ruler was Azazel but is now Sandalphon. Next on the totem pole is the Cherubim, as I've already mentioned. Cherubim may be the second lowest ranking angels, but they play a pretty significant role. Cherubim have 4 faces: a lion, an ox, an eagle, and a human, as well as 4 wings. 2 wings are used to fly, and 2 are used to cover their bodies. Cherubim seem to be warrior angels, not only tasked with guard duty, but the use of glinting swords and martial prowess throughout the spheres of realities in the Tree of Life. The Tree of Life is basically what contains all dimensions, if you were wondering. And their ruler is the Archangel Gabriel. Rank 8 on this hierarchy is the Ben Elohim, also pronounced Bene Elohim. I've heard it said both ways. And they're also known as the Watchers. These are the guys that caused all that trouble in the Book of Enoch. But not all of them descended into material matter. Many did stay loyal to the light. Their angelic form is white fire, and these angels are ruled by the Archangel Michael. Next on the hierarchy are the Elohim. These angels are pretty much like gods of myth in many ways. Also known as princes, these angels may be the most individualistic of all the angelic pantheon. They definitely have the most autonomy, and the Elohim are ruled by the Archangel Haniel. Above the Elohim are the Malach, which means messenger, and inspired the Greek word for angels, angelos. These are the angels humanity has had the most encounters with, and look just like ordinary everyday people. They are ruled by the best of all the archangels, Raphael. And at number 5 on the angel ranks is some of that cosmic horror I talked about, because these are the Seraphim. They have 6 wings, but only 2 are used for flying. 2 are used to cover their faces from being destroyed by God's glory, and the other 2 wings cover their feet to show respect to God. And their name literally means to burn, so they are pretty fiery angels to say the least, that are never far from God's throne. They sing,
Holy, holy, holy is the Lord Almighty. The whole earth is full of His glory.
repeatedly for all eternity. Once ruled by Samael, their ruler is the soldier archangel, Kamael. The Hashmalim are clouds of flame that shoot lightning everywhere, and they are associated with storms. But despite their pretty intimidating appearance and dominion, they are angels with the most extraordinary kindness, love, and grace. If there is an angel that actually cares about you and sympathizes with humans naturally, and isn't just following orders or the paradigm of their station, it's the Hashmalim. They are ruled by the archangel Zadkiel. The third highest ranking angels are the Erelim. They are also known as the Valiant Ones and have been described as composed of white-hot fire. They are courage and understanding, being well known for conducting earthly justice. They are also linked with death and national tragedies. Their ruler is the archangel Tezafkiel. The second highest ranking angels are the Ophanim, and they'd feel right at home as an eldritch abomination in a cosmic horror. Ophanim conduct divine universal justice and maintains all universal laws, cultivating celestial harmony. Also called thrones, spheres, or wheels, these angels are pretty trippy. They are spinning wheels, covered in eyes that never sleep or rest because they are always watching. Sometimes there is an eyeball in the middle of the spinning wheels covered in eyeballs. Be not afraid. But most of the time it's just wheels covered in eyeballs. In the books of Enoch, they are referred to as the many-eyed ones. So now you know where H.P. Lovecraft got a lot of his inspiration. The ruler of these angels is the Archangel of Mysteries, Raziel. And the highest ranking angels are the Hayat HaKodesh. Often these angels are confused with Ophanim, and in some other hierarchies they are pretty much merged into the same thing. Their appearance is also similar to Ophanim, which can be confusing, but it's heavily more emphasized as a blazing fire because they emanate such powerful light. Their duty is to hold up God's throne and Earth's position in space, as well as all other celestial bodies throughout the cosmos. They are chariots in a way and transport the chosen, like prophets from the scriptures and whatnot, taking people through space-time and the universe in many spiritual cosmic journeys over the eons. They are known for their enlightenment, knowledge, and wisdom. They have one of the most important jobs because they link the energy of God with all creation, especially living things and humans among them. Their ruler is Metatron, the highest ranking angel above all others, second only to God itself.